Here's a quick heads up for anyone who's planning on building some type of a screened barrier underneath a deck or a porch with lattice. And that is the fact that you will not keep every creature or insect out of this area. So if you do something like this, and you're just doing it to, hey, you want to provide ventilation, that's a great idea. You also want to conceal the area underneath the deck. It might not be very attractive, or you might just want something a little more attractive, and this is great. So just keep that in mind, that it's not going to keep everything out. What you're looking at here is underneath the deck, and there's actually a screened vent up against the wall. It's a little square rectangle underneath the wood there, but on the wall. Now this is something that is designed to keep insects and creatures out, but the lattice won't. And I just want you to understand that you, for whatever reason, might need to get under there and clean these areas out every once in a while. You might find animals living in this area. Let's face it, a mouse can jump through here. A cat will not be able to. So this might provide the mouse with a perfect area for building a house and raising a family, especially if there is enough debris dropping through the deck, someone eating potato chips on a regular basis, and so on. And okay, that's probably enough for that. The lattice does look nice, and it is relatively inexpensive to install. If you are going to use it, make sure that you have an access panel, or at least one of the lattice pieces can be removed. Maybe you can attach it with some screws or some type of latches, something where you can get underneath there to clean out the debris every once in a while. And of course, the one you're probably not going to want to hear is any animals. You get a mouse or a rat, maybe you got some poison on the property, the mouse goes underneath here, dies, and smells up the area for a while. At least if you have an access panel, you'll be able to remove things like that, and of course clean the area up every once in a while. If you do get debris building up in these areas, it will rot the wood out faster. That's another thing. And of course your other option would be to use another material, and you wouldn't have the lattice, you would have a solid, create like a solid wall using siding or plywood with screened vents, 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch screened vents. Remember, the reasons why I'm making these videos are to eliminate or reduce the possibility of problems in the future. Extra maintenance, let's face it, you put something like this up, and most people do. They put something like this, or they have a contractor build them a deck, and they never plan on going underneath it. They don't worry about it. If there's debris building up on the outside, they're not expecting it to rot the bottom of the wood as the debris starts to turn into compost and turn the bottom of the lattice or any of the other wood it's touching into compost. So sometimes a solid wall built around these out of stucco, siding, you name it, with the recommended ventilation vents, the foundation vents might be the best way, but at least now you have a little more insight on some of the problems you could run into, or maybe even some of the maintenance that will be required if you have something like this or plan on building something like this.